My dear brothers and sisters, all you gathered here and all of those that may be watching live stream, this is a great feast for all of us, for the whole world, for all people. The feast of the baptism of the Lord gives us this beautiful, beautiful line that reveals the foundation of our life in God. The words of the Father at your baptism and mine spoke those same words. You are my beloved child. In you I am well pleased. In you I take great delight. The Lord loves us from the beginning. He claims us as his very own, and that is the foundation of our life of faith, our life in the family of God. So I want to speak personally to all of you as my spiritual children, members of this family of St. John the Apostle Parish. You are my beloved children. In you, I am well pleased. I'm called as your pastor, as a priest. I'm called to shepherd, to be a spiritual father, to teach. But as a Catholic who is baptized, who is a Christian, I, like you, walk with you as a pilgrim seeking heaven. I want to tell you that I've been inspired by you. This last year certainly was not a normal year. The bishop even went out of his way to inform people, look, if you're in danger or whatnot, just know that you're not obligated to attend the Mass. That's been a lifelong teaching of the church, that if we're sick or we're unable to go, we do not sin by not attending the Mass. He just affirmed it during this time of COVID where, one, we weren't getting real good information, maybe not even full information. And instead of causing calm and faith, it created great fear. And so I've been inspired, as many people have told me, not just in the confessional, but outside the confessional, that I can't stay home because Mass isn't an obligation. It's a need I have to go. And if I were to skip it, even with the bishop's statement, and I'm going to the store and whatever else, I know it's a sin because I'm neglecting myself. This difficult time of COVID is like any other difficult time or tragedy that happens in the life of a family. Usually one of two things can happen. The family can become divided. The family can break down. Or it can grow in a deeper bond of unity. And that's what I've seen here. That's what I've seen here at St. John the Apostle. You and the members of the church have not run away, but have reinvested, have bonded together during this time of uncertainty. It causes great gratitude and delight in me because of your steady faith. A year ago, we started the program themed A Family Committed to Hospitality, Prayer, and Worship. I believe that was God-given. You made a commitment that you fulfilled. We all did. And as COVID hit, when I talk to people as your pastor, I feel extremely blessed. And sometimes when I visit with them, I feel a little embarrassed because they complain and worry. They don't know what they're going to do because they have such a shortfall of people and finances. And I feel guilty because I don't have any of those anxieties. Because of your faithful generosity with time and talent and treasure, we have not been wanting. Due to your faith, you're living out your life as members of God's family, as true disciples of God. Your prayer, your faith, your worship has been inspirational. You've been flexible. You've adapted to the changes of Mass time and seating. This last summer on Pentecost, we had a separate Mass for First Holy Communion, which proved to be maybe a reason to do a separate Mass every year. The church was full of parents and family and members of this parish. We had 21 young children make their first Holy Communion. Then in October, we did the same thing. You adjusted, you participated and fulfilled the extra need for ministries as the bishop came and confirmed 18. And I was actually somewhat not surprised, but to admit a bit surprised or flabbergasted. Last January, I gave you the numbers for the previous year. We had 29 funerals and lunches for all of them. This year, we've had a few lunches because it happened before COVID, but we haven't had many luncheons. But we've only had 22 funerals, 7 less than last year. So there's one of two things or both things, and I think it's both. Either what we've been hearing in the media isn't completely true, or we're extremely blessed at St. John's. God has watched over us. I think it's both. I think it's both that we are blessed here because of you, because of all of you have taken to heart this reality that we're not just strangers gathering in a nice church. We're brothers and sisters in the Lord, and we are committed to each other, to be generous and hospitable, to be gracious, to want people to know who we are, to join us for the glory of receiving God in the gift of the sacraments in the Eucharist. Your generous response to the program started last January enabled us to continue our support of our Catholic school system, St. Bishop Ryan Catholic School. We tithe 40% of our income to make sure our children can receive a Catholic education. We haven't had to hold back on that. We tithe 7% to the diocese and our bishop for our God share and for the special collections. And we give away 3% to our local charitable needs in our community. It is amazing with what we've gone through the majority of this last year that we've been able to do what we did previous year. That is not just nice sounding words. That is something that you have done, you've made possible. Not only that, there's other fruits that have happened over this last year. We have moved ahead with preparing for our 60th anniversary celebration later this summer. We're going to have a 15-foot crucifix and his life-size statue of Blessed Mother and St. John on top of our canopy so that we can be a beacon, a light for the people that are looking for a place to pray, a Catholic church. I've been here 4.5 years, And whenever I talk to people I know elsewhere, they say, which parish are you pastor of? I say St. John's. Where is that one? Is it downtown by the hospital? No. Is it by the college? No. Is it the one by the water tower kind of on the south side? I say, no. But I don't know if we know where your church is. I want in a year from now to hear, where are you, pastor? Oh, I'm at St. John the Apostle. Oh, is that the one with the great statue that you can see as you go on the bypass? We want to be a light to the world. We don't want to hide our faith. We don't want to hide our church. We don't want to hide our graciousness and love for each other, brothers and sisters. This is a church family that knows their dignity as God's children and wants to put it in action. This time, as I probably need to apologize to some of the students that they've had to have me as their teacher for this whole year for religious ed. It's been a great time. But we've become convicted that the Lord was calling us to do something new. So this fall, we're going to begin the catechesis of the Good Shepherd for our lower classes so that they can encounter their faith in a new and beautiful way, more fully, where they're able to experience and fall in love with the Lord by learning about the beauty of our church. So we're going to need more generous hearts to help teach, to help prepare the little items that are replicas, child size, so that they can learn about the Mass and the celebration of the holy gifts of the sacraments that we've been given. This wouldn't have happened if we didn't have COVID, I don't think. So I count it as a grace and a fruit that God has brought about in the midst of something that seemed very undesirable, certainly unwanted and unexpected. But brothers and sisters, I'm absolutely blessed and proud to be a member of this parish and your pastor. So I want to inform you that we'll have the opportunity at a later time, not too far in the future, to recommit and to expect that some of our ministries will go back to more normal. We can hopefully get rid of the ropes on the pews, and we can start a normal routine of filling ministries and making a commitment of how we want to give of ourselves in those ways. And there will be many new needs for the catechesis program of religious education. So if your heart is looking for something new and beautiful, we will have it in the not too distant future. But for right now, I want to tell you that next week we're going to have a Commitment Sunday. You'll receive a brochure like this, all the households of the parish. The theme, once again, is a family committed to hospitality, prayer, and worship. It will be an opportunity for our community to grow more deeply in love with one another and with our God, with our Lord who loves us, who claims us as his very own. So during this historic crisis of 2020, we spent the better part dealing with that in many different ways. We're still dealing with it, obviously, to a degree. But the way you in this parish has followed the course of what we committed to even during this time is inspiring. On next Sunday, next weekend, the 16th and 17th, our Commitment Sunday, I invite everyone to join together and participate in securing our parish's future. I ask that you please review this brochure that you will receive and prayerfully discern how you and your household can assist St. John's Parish family by financially supporting our ministries, furthering our mission, and reinforcing our future. Brothers and sisters, we have begun something great. Let us continue to give of ourselves and believe the words we started with, the words of God Himself, the words of your pastor. You are my beloved children, in whom I am well pleased. Let us come together. Let us be bound together in our journey, our pilgrimage, seeking and preparing for heaven. And may we be a glimmer of hope and a light to those who are looking for a place of prayer, a place of encounter with the Lord. Let us continue to be the parish family that we desire and are seeking and serving to become, the parish family of St. John the Apostle.